Imagine this. You're 70. A calm morning, slow breathing. But, have you ever felt tired, not because of your body, but because of the people you meet? Pause for a moment. Listen to this. At this age, life should feel lighter, more peaceful, warmer, yet without realizing it, we still visit places that drain our energy, disturb our peace, and leave our hearts heavy. This video is not about distancing ourselves from people, it's about drawing closer to peace. Here, we speak softly, with stories, with simple parables. Without intimidation, we will learn that not every invitation needs to be accepted. Not every visit brings happiness, and that is okay. It's okay to choose calm. It's okay to take care of ourselves. At this age, 70 years and beyond, life is no longer a race. Life is a journey home. If you're looking for a video that accompanies you at dawn and dusk, that makes your heart feel understood, and your mind feel lighter, then you've come to the right place. Sit comfortably, take a deep breath, and let this story accompany you on your way to a more peaceful life. Imagine a quiet morning. The clock on the wall ticks slowly. The sunlight streams in slowly, as if greeting us unhurriedly. At 70, time feels different. It no longer runs, but flows. However, many people this age say, for some reason, I tire quickly. It's not my body, it's my heart. Today, we'll talk about that. Gently, with simple stories, without intimidation. Because at this age, life shouldn't get harder. Life should get lighter. 70 isn't about endings. It's about filtering, like a wise old tree. It no longer grows branches haphazardly. It chooses what's necessary and what to let go. In youth, we say yes to many things. In maturity, we learn to say enough, not because we're weak, but because we realize the value of life. Before we dive in, if you find videos like this to be a calming addition to your day, please support this channel by liking, subscribing, or sharing this video. Your support is a source of warmth, so we can continue presenting stories that are friendly to our golden years. Thank you for coming. Now, let's move on. At 70, we no longer accumulate new things. We preserve what remains. Time is scarce. Energy is more precious. And peace is far more precious than anything else. Therefore, there are some people we should avoid visiting. Not because they are bad, but because their energy is not suited to this age. People who always complain and carry burdens. Imagine you come to a house. The door is open. You are welcomed, but the air inside feels heavy. The conversation begins, and it continues, about problems, about other people's mistakes, about a world that is always unfair. You listen politely, nod, smile slightly, but after an hour, your shoulders feel droopy. Your breath feels short. Your heart feels full, not with happiness. It's like sitting in a room with no windows. It's okay to complain. Every human being has a story, but if every meeting becomes a place to put your burdens, it's no longer sharing, it's shifting burdens. Imagine our minds like a glass of clear water. Each complaint is a drop of ink. One drop, still clear. 10 drops, it starts to get cloudy. Over and over, the water changes color. At 70, we need clear water, not a glass full of ink. This age is about clarity. It's not about accommodating all problems. At this age, we are wise enough to know we are not a 24-hour complaint center. Distancing ourselves from complaints doesn't mean we don't care. It means you care about your inner health. You value age and time. You choose peace at 70. Peace is not a luxury. Peace is a necessity. In this video, we learn one simple thing. Not every home is a place to rest. Not every visit brings peace to your heart. And that's okay, because living at this age is not about pleasing everyone, but about taking care of yourself wisely. Be gentle with yourself. Be warm. And remember, 70 is a time to live peacefully, not to endure. Next, we'll talk about the second person we often visit with good intentions, but who unknowingly makes life feel smaller. At 70, life should be like a small garden, calm, nurtured. Not too crowded, but sometimes we enter a place that's full of noise and demands. And the garden loses its tranquility. In this video, we'll talk about this. Quietly, without blaming anyone. When we're young, we often become helpers. We give of our time, energy, even ourselves. But at 70, our role changes. Instead of running in all directions, we sit under a tree, enjoying the breeze. Therefore, we don't need to visit everyone. The person who always demands, but rarely understands. Imagine you come to a house. You come with good intentions, with an open heart, but before you even sit down, the request arrives. Can I help with this? Why don't you come more often? You should be able to do more. No thank you. No pause. Just expectations that keep growing. You leave feeling strange. Not angry. Not sad. But quietly exhausted. Imagine your energy like a small battery. When you're young, the battery is large. It lasts a long time. At 70, the battery is smaller, but very precious. If each visit is just draining, without ever recharging, the battery will quickly run out. Not every request needs to be answered. Not every responsibility is ours. At this age, we're wise enough to know we're not all powerful machines. And that is okay. Avoiding people who are always demanding is not selfish. That means you respect your boundaries, you respect your age and energy. You choose balanced relationships. A good relationship is like sitting together on a park bench. No one stands around too long. No one feels taken advantage of. There was an old man who always helped everyone. One day, he paused, sat down, and said quietly, "I want to help, but today I want to breathe." And the world goes on. Sometimes we forget that taking care of ourselves is also wisdom. In this video, we learn an important lesson. At 70, life is no longer about fulfilling all expectations, but choosing what is appropriate. Not every visit leaves us feeling light-hearted, and choosing yourself is not a mistake. Remain gentle, remain mindful, and remember, this age is a time to live in balance. Next, we will discuss a third person whom we often encounter with smiles, light words, and a seemingly pleasant atmosphere, but behind that cheerfulness, something is slowly eroding the serenity, not because of ill intentions, but because of a different direction in life. At 70, life is like an evening walk. The sun is no longer high, but its light is warmer. We don't need speed, we need a calm direction. But sometimes, we sit with people who are still running, still rushing, still chasing many things, and without realizing it, we become exhausted too. People who live in constant comparison. Imagine you visit someone's home. The conversation seems light, but little by little, the story turns into comparison. About who is more successful, who is richer, whose life seems better. There is no anger, there is no arguing, just comparisons that keep repeating themselves. You smile, nod politely, but inside, a small voice asks, does life always have to be measured? Imagine life like a sundial. When we're young, we look at other people's clocks. We compare shadows. At 70, we should be enjoying the light where we stand. If we keep comparing, we forget to enjoy the warmth that exists. Every life has its own time. There's no need to compare sunsets. At this age, comparing lives is like comparing sunrises and sunsets. Both are beautiful, in their own way. People who live in comparison often don't realize that their words can make others' hearts restless. At 70, we don't need to be restless, we need contentment. Contentment is a wealth that can't be compared. There was an old woman sitting on a park bench. He watched people passing by, young and old. He smiled and said quietly, "My life is simple, but my heart is at peace, and that is more than enough." In this video, we learn that, at 70, life is not a race. Life is a journey home. not everyone is suitable for us to visit. If they make us forget about contentment, remain at peace, remain grateful, and remember, this age is a time to enjoy the sunset in peace. Next, we'll discuss the last two people we often visit out of old habit, not out of a need in our hearts. At 70, life is like a beautiful sunset, soft light, slow steps. But sunsets can only be enjoyed if we sit quietly, not if we keep moving to places that make our hearts restless. In youth, we open many doors. We say, yes, easily. In maturity, wisdom comes when we know which doors to gently close. Not with anger, not with blame, but with awareness. Imagine visiting someone who constantly dwells on the past. Every conversation returns to old mistakes, old disappointments, stories from decades ago. At first, it sounds like a memory. But over time, it feels like scratching a wound that has already healed. You come home feeling heavy, as if carrying a bag full of stones from the past. The past is like an old photograph. It's beautiful to look at occasionally. It's dangerous to dwell in it. At 70, we don't live in a photo album. We live today. Memories are meant to be remembered, not lived in. Today is our home. At this age, rehashing old wounds is like playing an old song we no longer like. We can change the music, the last person, people who arrive without giving us space. Those who demand attention without considering the circumstances. They may not realize it, but their presence means our time is no longer ours. At 70, time is more than just a clock. Time is life itself. Imagine time like the afternoon sun. The light is beautiful, but it doesn't last long. If we spend it in the wrong place, we lose its beauty. Our time is precious. Boundaries are a form of affection. Respecting boundaries doesn't mean distancing yourself from love. Quite the opposite. With boundaries, relationships become healthier. And at 70, a healthy relationship is more important than a busy one. There was an old man who finally stopped visiting places that tired him. He chose to sit at home, watering his plants, listening to soft music. And for the first time, he said to himself, "This is peace." Today, we come to an important understanding. It's not about distancing ourselves from people, but about moving closer to peace. At 70, life isn't about the number of visits, but the quality of peace. Choose people who warm you, not drain you. Strengthen you, not burden you. Respect time and boundaries. And remember, this age is a gift to live more slowly, more consciously, more peacefully. Stay healthy, stay calm, and enjoy the twilight of life with a light heart. Before this video truly ends, let us invite you to pause. Inhale slowly, exhale calmly. If you're still here until the end, it means your heart is listening, and that is a beautiful thing. At this age, we don't watch to pass the time. We listen because we want to feel accompanied. At 70 and beyond, life no longer asks us to prove anything. There's no need to compare. There's no need to chase. There's no need to please everyone. Life asks only one simple thing: peace within. Throughout this video, we talk about people we should no longer visit. Not out of hatred, not out of anger, but out of self-love. A gentle love, a wise love, a love that says, "My time is precious." At this age, every morning is a gift. Every sunset is a reminder that life has given so much. If there are days when you feel tired, remember one thing: you have done enough. You have come a long way, and you deserve to enjoy peace. I deserve to live in peace. I deserve to choose what is calming. Imagine your life like a chair under a big tree. Not everyone has to sit there. Only those who bring shade. And it's okay if that chair is sometimes just for you. A quiet solitude is better than a tiring crowd. If this video makes you feel calmer, more understood, lighter in heart, then our goal has been achieved. We want this video to be your seatmate, not a teacher, not a judge, just a companion. And now, before we part, if you found this video helpful, please hit the like button. If you know someone who might need this peace, please share this video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell, so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. And if you'd like, please leave a simple comment, just one sentence, about how you're feeling today. We read, we hear, and we appreciate your presence. Thank you for taking the time, for opening your heart, and for walking with us until the end. Stay healthy, be gentle with yourself, and enjoy each day with a small, sincere smile. See you again.